Well, I knew I needed some help here. I couldn't believe that something was available to us with grant money, and it's fabulous.
We received a grant from California Fire Safe Council for a pilot defensible space program. And our main focus was the Zone Zero Retrofit. It's the first 5 feet around the house, so 0 to 5 feet from your front door out, is the most critical for ember protection and reducing the risk of ignition during a wildfire.
The team came out to evaluate the property, where they walked through the full property, our front yard, side yard, and backyard, and they took notes, and we had conversations about the safety zones. They explained that Zone Zero is 5 feet from the house, and that's the danger zone. And so that's what should be cleared to prevent embers from catching your house on fire. And in order to do that, you remove a vegetation, you flatten it out, and then you apply gravel.
Any embers land there, they're just going to fizzle out.
Why we applied? Actually, it was hearing the rumblings about the upcoming legislation.
I applied to the program because we live in a level 4 fire zone, and it's been scary here before where flames have come up within 50 feet to 25 feet of my house. It's terrifying. Fires are terrifying out here.
I don't know much about fire. I live in a fire zone. We've had some very scary fires here in the time I've lived here.
Well, we live in a very hot environment and
super high fire
danger.
I was 12 years old. I had a wet bandana on my face, and I remember being up here with a hose, and I couldn't really see anything. It was just solid smoke.
It burned on the hill right above our house, and I would go to work, and every day I'd come back, the fire was closer and closer to the house.
We were literally surrounded by fire.
And then the wind shifted, and that fire came back down the hill again.
It was getting way too close for comfort.
My girlfriend has asthma, so smoke was a really bad problem for her.
We were packed up, family photos in the car. And that was pretty scary.
I got all the stuff in the car, like knocking on doors. There's like a 100-year-old neighbor across the street who made sure that he knew what was going on. That was close enough. It was like, yeah, it was scary.
Our hills were burning. Embers were just blowing everywhere, and my huge oak out here was capturing these embers. It was a lifesaver, really. It saved the house.
Okay, so the process is to fill out, you fill out your forms, and then you have someone come over and they walk around and they assess your property, and they let you know things that you can physically do that are the smaller things.
They explained to us what areas of the house they were going to take care of as far as putting the rock down, and it was like 5 feet from the house all the way around.
Yeah, the initial walkthrough was just pointing out different things that could be done, and was very helpful. Things that I would never have thought of.
And I was contacted within a week, which was amazing. They answered my bazillion questions. Then from there, was able to apply to actually have work done for free with a grant.
Suggestions were made, like the eaves of my house have boards, and so put caulking in between that. He was able to match the color of the caulk pretty well with the dark terracotta trim of the house.
We had a creeping fig all up the side of this house that they came in, they removed it, they put gravel.
I actually had a choice of gravel. I had 3 colors to pick from.
With the gravel now, I don't have to concern myself so much with this on a yearly basis when they do the fire inspections, which is fabulous, because that's one thing I don't have to worry about now.
And then the front gate was replaced too, and that was
right.
That would have been a fire hazard. But.
Your contractors were excellent to work with. They addressed any situation that came up rather quickly.
Their attention to detail, just unbelievable.
I had a palm tree in Zone Zero, and I got the palm tree removed, which was huge. So I was pretty happy with that.
Okay, so we first found out about the program when we got a letter from through the local fire department saying that there's rules coming about what you can and cannot have next to your house.
So when I saw the article in Monica Rodriguez's newsletter, it just kind of clicked.
So I heard about it through Cherokee, who is a big figure in the neighborhood.
Why did I apply? Well, because Cherokee has been working on this for quite a long time.
My neighbor Cherokee, who was being the vigilante for the whole neighborhood.
Hi, my name's Cherokee Lauro Day. I'm a 3rd-generation community activist here in Chatsworth Lake Manor, And my family's been here for over 60 years, leading successful volunteer groups, promoting open space, low-impact development, wildlife conservation.
One goal was to work at the community scale rather than isolated properties. So much of this has been about building relationships. We worked with Conservation Concierge, and they helped us identify local homeowners in the Chatsworth Lake Manor community.
The residents in this community, they're very independent. A lot of them, I find, try to do the work themselves. As a community ages, as the case in Chatsworth Lake Manor, a lot of the residents can either not do it themselves or can't afford to get help. So they're always really appreciative just to get any help that they can from both of us.
Another example of working at the community level was when someone signed up their entire HOA. It was a 12-home HOA, and we thought, oh my goodness, this is wonderful. Exactly what we're looking for, a community-scale approach to wildfire protection.
Approaching it from a HOA standpoint, you get more uniformity and easier to kind of move things along.
Most of the homes were duplexes, and those that were not were about 10 feet apart from each other. Every single home in that community has overlapping Zone Zero. The work you do on one property directly affects the work you do on another.
We got 12 places done in for one.
A lot of what we're doing here at this garden is actually trying to fit into California better. So it's all native plants, and part of fitting into California better is like making sure that you're taking care of fire hazards. We just wanted to do the right thing for the environment that we're in.
I think the safety aspect is huge.
Well, the more safe every neighbor is, the safer we are.
Yeah.
So
if we can get the next neighbor to do the same thing, and all the way around us, it kind of creates a perimeter of safety.
So as a community in our cul-de-sac, this is one more step to not only keep my house safe, but to keep my next door neighbors safe and the folks across the street and the people who live behind me. So we're all really excited that we can participate in a program like this and actually take action. Take it sooner rather than later.
And so the whole project with the fire mitigation and like keeping our house safer, I think that is definitely the main reason, and plus it looks good.
I was a little worried at the very, very beginning that, it's going to change everything, it's going to feel so different, and it really kind of doesn't. Didn't feel like I was losing anything.
They really worked on the aesthetic. They worked on clean lines. We were able to work existing landscaping like flat stones, large stones into the gravel.
The aesthetics are, it's this beige color is perfect because it's so kind of neutral and natural, as opposed, you see some of these ones that is white quartz, I think it is. I don't know what it is, and it just kind of screams at you. But this blends in beautifully.
And they cleared everything out, and I had all these pavers, and they just did a beautiful design, and now looks like a little dance floor. It's wonderful.
Yeah, we really love it.
Good. Yeah.
We want to do the rest of our house the same.
Right. We want the same rock. We just want to extend it further out, past the 5 feet.
Yeah.
They're going to be changing out a lot of wood areas that are still attached to the house with metal gates, which is really exciting because I could not afford that, but it's something that was really needed, and so I'm very grateful.
Well, I have to say the fact that the state was funding it was a big factor. This is all stuff I would have liked to have done, but I didn't have the financial wherewithal to do it.
Well, I think that if people knew more about the RCD, it's such a great, resource. Sign up, get evaluated, find out what can be done, find out how they can get resources from the RCD to better their home and get a peace of mind from the fire.
I don't know, it felt like a gift. I've got this fire hazard going on, and suddenly somebody comes in and says, yeah, we're going to help you fix it. It's a fantastic program.